Yeah, there you go. Oh man. Okay, so that means that we are done with one series. We've got 4 more to go, and I think if you look at the groups or the players in the groups, yesterday it was a little bit easier to pick two favorites, right? But today it's going to be a little bit harder. Not only because there's ZVZs, but also because I think it's Eon Zerg is the probably the strongest player in the group, but really anybody else could come out of it. I think KenZy is a kind of a favorite just because he has been a pretty strong player for the last few years. So don't know exactly what to expect, but I guess we'll see what race he winds up playing, and that could be kind of surprising.
Yeah, and KenZy, like, he proved me his skill when he was able to win with Gornish with I think his Protoss twice, and it was very impressive because I was preparing myself for ZVZ, and then he brings such an amazing, stable and very well played PvZ. So I'm very into watching the games from Mr. KenZy and Ty2.
Okay, I guess that means that I should join the lobby. I'm bad at doing that, so.
Oh, I just made a game, so that's all fine.
Okay. Okay, well, if I can type in the correct password here, then I will be ready. Okay, well, yeah, let's see. Man, it doesn't show me the race before we get into the game, so I guess we'll have to just get into the game and find out.
Yeah, exactly. Then we will know which race KenZy decided to play with, because this is the biggest question in this matchup. And that's like, do you remember the player from Canada that was Tasty? Testy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a random player, Testy, and he was a random player, extremely good. He was able to compete with Mondragon, Draco and Noni and all these Gosu players with random, so that's nice to see that someone still is able to play at least against Zerg with a random.
Yeah, that happened in when it switched over to StarCraft 2 as well. There were a few random players, and then everyone kind of died out. It was it's really hard to be random for a long time. In either StarCraft or I think most competitive games, because you really have to reduce the amount of randomness, not use it to your advantage, and so that's kind of why players stopped picking random. But I do remember that. Looks like KenZy might be our last one, or at least one of the only random players that I know of.
The last random in the world, like the true survivor, Wilf Smith. Okay, so we can show you the maps, boys and girls. This is Circuit Breaker, Sylphid and Aztec, map number 1, map number 2 and map number 3. And starting with Circuit Breaker, if KenZy will play with a Protoss, it should mean that that's a good news for Ty2, I think.
I think so. I think for Ty2, obviously he coming fresh off of a 3-1 victory in his super secret tournament yesterday. If you guys got a chance to watch that, it was really weird, but he did win that. So I'm like, okay, I've seen Ty2 when he wins, but I think KenZy might be a slightly stronger opponent today. So I don't know what to expect, but you're right. Maybe he'll have a slight advantage there.
So let me just show you the profiles of our players, and we will be able to go directly to the game. And Ty2 is only 20 years old, so he is like in the same age as StarCraft. So he was born in the year when StarCraft was released. So that's nice that we are still having that fresh blood playing. The same as Lumi, where I think he was also 20 years old. Like...
Yeah, I don't know. When I first watched Ty2's games and like watched his stream, I'm pretty sure I thought he was like about 12, and I'm like, wow, you know, there's really young players playing StarCraft. I was like, okay, he's 20. I'm like, ugh, okay, well, anyway, I'm glad that there's still new players playing StarCraft.
So he is an adult, like, and
well, let's not go too far there, Zero.
And in 1 year he will be able to buy beer in USA, I think.
Whew. A scary proposition there. Painting towns red one night at a time, I'm sure. But first he's got to paint the ladder red, make it out of A into S. So it's one step at a time.
Yeah, and Ty2 is also very nice, guys. He is a writer for Team Liquid. He was writing previews of BSL, and he's also a very helpful guy. So that's nice that this fresh young blood is still in love in Brood War, and they want to keep this game alive and good. So yeah, huge cheers for him. And also KenZy playing from 2005 for a long time. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Can we go, Mr. Rapid?
I'm ready.
Okay, so match number 2, game number 1, Ty2 versus KenZy. So it is a Zerg.
Okay, yeah, we are just going to see ZVZ for our first game. And I guess I'll let you introduce the players because I moved my mouse and don't remember who was on the screen first.
Oh, so yeah, that's a good rule. I will remember that. So as a spawning as a yellow Z in the top, as a yellow Z in the top right position, we are having Mr. KenZy.
Yeah, and in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, this is Mr. Ty2. Or TY2. I always like saying TY2 because there's also a StarCraft 2 player named TY, and
oh, yeah.
there's a K-pop star named TY, and so there's just lots of TYs out there. But I guess most people call him Ty2. Although when I say it, it's like if you ever read a book and there's a character that has a weird name.
Yeah.
A lot of people will pronounce that differently in their head. So sometimes when I talk to my friends about the books that I read, I'll say the name of a character and they're like, who? And then they'll say the character's name. I'm like, wow, it's totally different than than the way I read it. And I think that Ty2 is a culprit of that. Although, let's see, tomorrow is Monday, so it's not Ty Tuesday. So I don't think his secret hidden power is relevant today.
Yeah, yeah. If we would make BSL on Tuesdays, it would be good for him, I assume.
Yeah, I think there's like a hidden power there or something like that. But he won't have that power today. So let's see what the builds are going to be. It looks like Ty2 is going to go for a 12 pool, whereas KenZy did go for 9 pool gas.
So yeah, already a different opening from both players, and it should give, in theory, it gave some advantage to Aeon when he was playing the same opening against Babo. But let's see how it will go, because like right now players are playing two players map because they both scouted each other, they both will know what they are doing. It will be not that quick of a scout like on a roadkill, but they still will be able to know when the rings are popping and how many of them their opponent builds.
Yep, scouting correctly, of course, pretty important in ZVZ. I always hate it when one player scouts correctly and the other player scouts incorrectly. I'm like, well, I guess you can do whatever you want because you know exactly what your opponent is doing. It's like having a permanent comm stat over their base. How broken is that?
Yeah, but sometimes you can play a mind games. For example, you can take all the free drones from your gas and start mining from your expansion, and then your opponent is thinking, oh, he made 3 drones, I will go mass links, and you're making links and hiding them in your main base, and it's still possible to trick your opponent, but it's definitely giving advantage to the player who is scouting first.
Wow, well, Ty2 is playing this about as greedily as you possibly can, going for a late pool and an expo in the face of a 9 pool speed into lair. So not only is his tech going to be a little bit, behind, it's might be hard to defend this. So let's see what's going to happen here. There's already those extra 2 links coming through. Let's see, is he building 2 more in his base? Yeah, so he's got an extra 4 on the way. So we'll see what KenZy can get done with this, but I don't think he's going to be able to accomplish a whole lot.
Yeah, but I think I'm a little bit afraid for Ty2 because he's not bringing any drones with him. Very nice macro, but there are speed links, so... Oh, but he's trading relatively well, so you're right. He is fine, and KenZy was not able to do a lot with this attack.
Yeah, and he's morphing more in his natural, so I think he's just going to be totally fine. He's also up a drone, so that's going to be a big deal, obviously, when it comes to the ability to continue to produce Zerglings over a long period of time. Using a couple to fight with, so
yeah. Very nice micro, very nice drill.
But yeah, his control is really good.
So I think KenZy added some drones because now he's mining only with 9 drones overall. So no, he didn't make any drones, and he forced a sunken from Ty2. It's a lot of money. It's 175 money plus the drone, which would mine in this time. So it's hard to calculate exactly, but it's a huge loss, especially in ZVZ where the drone number is so small.
Well, let's see. Now you can see that KenZy is running all of his Zerglings back home because he realizes, well, I think it's about, this is over. He's not going to get any damage done. There's even a sunken being completed at the front of Ty2's natural, so he is really, really well prepared. And actually, with the Spires coming down here and the Overlord still chilling, if when Ty2's mutas come out, he's going to get 2 Overlord kills if they stick around too much longer. So, That's obviously not something that you want to have happen. But if you check the Spire timing, it is a little bit faster from KenZy. I don't think that's going to matter all that much, though.
Yeah, me neither. Especially that it's only one hatchery, so it will be only 3 larvae, 3 mutalisks at the time, when Ty2 will be able to make probably 3 mutalisks plus 6 scourges at the same time. So it should give him some advantage, and I don't think KenZy will want to attack with first 3 mutalisks. He will want to spend all the gas he have, just to have like 5 mutalisks or 6 mutalisks at least when he will start to engage. But I think that both of the players will save their overload. They will not risk going for them.
Yeah, I think you are correct. Interestingly enough, even with that natural expansion, I want to say that KenZy is actually now up in the drone count, 9 to 8, or something like that, or 10 to 9, something similar to that. So it's very interesting because, you know, it's obviously 1 base versus 2 base economy. And there's mutas out. They were faster for KenZy, but these mutas from Ty2 should be popping any second now. And he's actually going for less mutas and building a Scourge on in there. We'll see if that can be useful, hitting KenZy's muta. He's trying to save his Overlord, and I think he's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, and KenZy is trying to micro as good as he can. Killing this Overlord is huge because then it would make Ty2 supply block. It's only 3 shots left. Oh, and he did it. Nice. Oh, and he even sniped the Scourge.
Yeah, that's really, really good control there by KenZy. Gets in, kills it, gets out, and actually, let's see, where's the other Overlords? Oh, I guess the other Overlord from KenZy is way down south at the 9 o'clock location, so probably not worth chasing with your mutas.
Yeah, then you would lose everything in your main because KenZy would definitely go for a very quick counter attack, and it looks like KenZy will be the one with the quicker extractor in his natural, so that's pretty impressive how well he adjusted to this game after starting with the 9 pool.
Yeah, I can't keep track of this, Zero, because Ty2 had the better economic opening, but then KenZy was able to get a better economy after that, which is not something that you see all that often. He's got a faster extractor. Ty2 doesn't have an extractor at all at his natural expansion, and KenZy just built a natural expansion and didn't have to worry about like Zergling harass, which is a lot of times what happens, at least in Korea. If you started with only 1 base and you try to build a second after the fact, a lot of times you just die to Zerglings.
Yeah, you are definitely right. It would be the end of the game because the 2 hatch player would out macro the player who had only 1 hatch. But I think the fact that Ty2 went for this Sunken meant like gave some opportunity for KenZy to go to this expansion, because it was a lot of resources lost for this building which is not moving anywhere.
Well, the other downside is that KenZy actually only has 5 drones mining minerals right now, which, yeah, I know mutas take a lot of gas, but they do require some minerals, and 5 drones mining minerals is not a lot. I don't know how much you need for optimal muta production, but you can see that KenZy's gas is way higher than its minerals, and you know, it's not something that you really want to see.
I think it's like optimal number is like 9 drones per 6 drones in gases per 2 extractors to make only mutalisks, but now he will be able to make a lot of scourges, and now he's attacking because this is the timing for him. He can only make scourges right now, and he's having a lot of them. Oh, very nice micro.
Yeah, and he actually has +1 muta as well, so let's see how well these Scourge connect. He's got he has the muta advantage against Ty2, so why is he running away? I think he just wants to pull Ty2's mutas away. Ooh. He can actually just straight up fight that and win that fight, but he knows that there's more mutas coming in. I think he should have just stayed there.
Yeah, me too. I thought like he will decide to stay. Maybe he's waiting for another wave of the Scourges because he was supply blocked. So every larva now will be some air unit, and it will be second phase of this attack.
Well, eventually, Ty2 is just going to have $1 million. You know, I think the saying is that Ty2 has $20 in his pocket, and then kicks tears in his locket. But he's got way more than 20 bucks if this game goes on much longer. He has so many more drones mining, it's not even fair.
Yeah, exactly. But somehow KenZy is macroing very well. No Scourges are connecting, and there are still Scourges from KenZy. So very nice control out of our friends there.
How is KenZy still building units? He has only 5 drones on minerals. Okay, I guess mutas are cheaper than I thought, but it is still actually kind of a close game. So let's see what the muta counts are at right now. It's 9 for KenZy, and Ty2 has 8. Okay.
Yeah. So drones are not helping. Yeah, that's maybe KenZy is having some kind of discount for the mutiles, but yeah, it's very impressive that he's able to keep pressure. Like overall, he's mining minerals with 6 drones because there is one in the natural,
okay.
but it's 9 drones from Ty2. So that's huge advantage. That's 50% more, and he added just two more. So that's really impressive.
I think he added 3 more drones in his natural, so that's gonna be 12 to 5 or 6, literally doubling the mineral economy. And of course, they both got 6 on gas. So, you know, if I did the math, I would say that Ty2 is ahead, but neither one of them are killing each other. So I guess the game gets to go on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and none of the players decided to go for the upgrade, and KenZy is going for the attack again, so he's definitely aggressor in this game. He don't want to stay home and wait for Ty2 to attack, because his echo, he knows that his echo is not that good that he can play the longer game. He wants to finish it as quickly as it's possible.
He's getting a lot of free hits here on Ty2, and his Scourge are in really good position. So Ty2 is actually going to take a lot of hits there, but here comes his Scourge to chase KenZy away. Can he micro correctly against these? He does actually get really good control there against the Scourge and Mutas, but he only has 5 Mutas at the end of it. So I think this is Ty2 going to win the game.
Yeah, definitely. But only 4 mutalisks left against 1, but it's now a huge advantage because it will be very hard for KenZy to rebuild this mutalisks on 6 drones.
Yeah, wow, that was actually really close. Kind of hard for me to keep up with who was in which position, like which player had the better economy and the better army. But I think in the end, Ty2 did make the better decisions and just had more stuff. So that's one way to look at how he won the game.
And in mineral mines, Ty2 mined 6,400 and KenZy mines 400, 800. So it's 1,600 minerals less that KenZy mined. But the same amount of gas almost. Even 100 more for KenZy.
Yeah, they both got that natural gas up pretty quickly. So gas is similar, but yeah, 1,600 less minerals in a ZZZ. I think that's just a lot. So, that's gonna do it for Ty2 winning game number 1, and that means we can move on into game number 2 here. I was really surprised. KenZy, even though he's playing random, still did very well in a ZZZ, which can be a very unforgiving matchup.
Yeah, it looks like he understands this matchup because it's easy to make a build when it's working, but his 9 pool, it looks like it didn't work, and he was able to still adjust to this strategy and play a normal game. And after this first battle, when you tell like it's weird that he's not engaging, that he should stay there, like if he would go for it, I think he had the biggest shot over there.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that was his opportunity. I don't want to quote too much Eminem, but that was his shot. And I think that as the game went on, he realized, hey, his economy wasn't as good, and so it was hard for him to keep up after that point. I don't know. I'm still really impressed that after starting on 1 base, he managed to get a 2nd base up and kind of equal Ty2's economy there for a while. I don't really see that too often in ZVZs, so that was a little bit interesting to me, but I think we are ready for game number 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we are ready, and the game number 2 will be on Sylphid, so Ty2 right now with 1-0 lead, and the second map will be 3 players map, so Aztec and Sylphid, two maps which are left are 3 players map. Sylphid without any cliff, so it will be a little bit harder to hold on if you will have a less number of links than your opponent.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, Sylphid can be a little bit easier to hold on. I want a map where you start like with the easiest to defend natural expansion in the world, because I think that would just really change ZVZ. And I don't think any of the naturals are super easy to defend in this map pool. I'm trying to remember. There's a map that they used to play. Maybe it was 8-1. I don't remember what it was, but there's a really old map where it was just so easy to defend your natural. It wasn't even a question what build you went in ZVZ. Can't really remember what it was. But yeah, Sylphid. I don't know what ZVZ is going to look like here because I haven't actually seen one in a long time. So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, and I think we are ready. So maybe we can go and start the game number 2. So
yeah,
let's go. Game number 2, Mr. KenZy and Mr. Ty2. Oh, so right now we will have a Protoss.
What? Okay, I guess he is actually just playing random. So cool. Yeah, it's gonna be a PvZ to start out game 2.
Yeah, so spawning on the 8 o'clock position as a blue Protoss player, we are having Mr. KenZy.
Yeah, and his opponent is our Zerg player, Ty2, who actually is a little bit of a race swapper himself. I remember maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, Ty2 played Terran, if I'm not mistaken. And I think he lost like 100 million games to KenZy in a row, and was just like, wait a second, I shouldn't do this anymore. And then he changed to Zerg. He's actually doing very well with it. So I don't see that actually happen too much in Brood War, where players change races and really have a lot of success with it. But yeah, he definitely did it.
Koget was the one who was changing race. He was, I remember, in like years 2000, 2004, he was a Zerg. Then from 2004 to like 2007, I think, he switched to Protoss, and then he switched to Terran. So he have experience with every race, and he was qualifying for Polish championships with every race, and he was playing very nicely. So that's very talented player.
Yeah, I think he qualified for WCG, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am, but either way, yeah, very, very good to see that that level of prowess. So here we go. Looks like we are going to have 12 hatch or 12 pool versus a gateway expand.
Yeah, very fast gateway. So a little bit pressure from Mr. KenZy, and
yeah,
it's pretty interesting opening, but it will be 12 pool, so it's my strategy, I think.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. I think we talked about this yesterday. And it makes it's going to be really good. Obviously, you don't want to go like 12 hatch into like forward double gate. That would be really really rough. But it's still going to be a little bit of pressure. Zealots are going to be super annoying, and thankfully the Overlord scouted in the correct direction from Ty2. So not only does this scout the build, but it's going to scout the race, because you don't know.
Yeah, that's why probably he started with a 12 full. That's a really good point. I didn't think about it, but he didn't know what he's playing against, assuming that KenZy started with a random. So 12 full is relatively like optimal opening against every race, because it's fine against Protoss, it's fine against Zerg. It's the worst against Terran, but I think KenZy Terran is his worst matchup, so I think Ty2 could live with that.
Yeah, I think probably he's pretty happy about that one. Honestly, I don't know what to expect from KenZy, not only because he's random, but also because I don't know. It's been so long since I've cast a random player. Usually when I'm playing against them on ladder, I always assume that they're gonna lie to me about what race they are. So yeah. I can't treat it like it's a real game, because you make such different decisions when you're going against a random player. So let's find out how this is going to go. This is kind of an interesting forward gateway, or gateway start, because he didn't do anything aggressive. But he does have 3 Zealots back at home, so he should be able to hold on against these 6 Lings pretty easily. Yeah,
but he should be careful. He don't want to let these Lings to his main base.
I was so scared when he moved those 2 Zealots out of the wall. I'm like, 99% of the time, the Lings just run right through and kill all your probes. And I'm just, so yeah, that was a very brave move to make.
And I'm thinking what Ty2 is doing right now, because he's mining gas, and KenZy is very nicely holding this probe alive. I don't know for how long, because speed just ended, and but he saw that Ty2 is mining gas, so he's probably preparing himself for something wild.
Yep, and I think he saw that there was no gas in the natural, so he probably knows that 2-hatch Muta is not something to worry about. I'm waiting to see where the 3rd is going to go, if it is in fact going to be built. Currently there's just 2 drones sitting idle, so I think one of those has a purpose in mind. But yeah, this could actually be just a 2-base build if I don't see a 3rd hatchery come down here anytime soon. Yeah, there's a Hydra Den coming down, so whoa! This is already going to be really weird.
But why he's making a layer in natural? Its layer is almost done, and he's going for Hydra Den, so maybe he wants to show like 2 or 3 Hydra discs to KenZy, to force KenZy to make a lot of cannons and then switch to the Mutalisks. Maybe this is like ultimate mind game.
Dude, casting Ty2 is every caster's nightmare, because this guy is like, he'll like stay up late at night thinking about these builds, and every time he explains his build, he's like, he always starts it out with like, okay guys, as if he's trying to like like get you ready for a story. And trust me, like Ty2 doesn't live his life in sentences. He lives them in paragraphs. That's why he's one of TL's writers, because little do they know, like they pay him to write these articles, but these are actually already things that he would just write on his own time and just do for free. And now he has a website to post them to. So that's what I like to think are the thought processes behind Ty2 builds. And I'm never sure what to expect, but this is going to be 2-Hatch Lurker.
Yeah, 2-Hatch Lurker, and I never seen this kind of build. He's making a lot of links and go, like it will be like how many 3 lurkers into a lot of links, and he might be able to bust it because there will be 2 cannons so close to the wall.
I'm waiting to see if he's going to get drop along with this, because your base in Selfit is actually way wide open, and you can definitely drop on the backside to have it unscouted, and then they just run into your mineral line and kill all your probes. It's like, okay, well, I guess you win. Because there are overlords moving towards that wall, but I don't think he got dropped, right?
Yeah, he didn't get dropped because I also was checking, and he didn't have gas for that, so yeah. He spent all the gas now on the 3 lurkers, and he's having only 100 left. So it was very well calculated strategy. So I'm assuming this is not some random build. He was thinking about what he wants to do in this game.
Yeah, this is where he types in chat, "oops" or something like that. I don't know, because. I would expect this to be combined with drop, and then you drop the lurkers in the back of the base while you like run the lings in at the front or something to distract. I don't know. But there is a Corsair coming out, so eventually all of these overlords are gonna die. So I don't really know what the plan is. Here we go.
Oh my god, such a smart attack. This lurker will kill the zealots so quickly, and they're targeting the cannons, and he will definitely kill the cannons.
Yeah, the cannons actually got hit by the spines. Both cannons got hit by the spine attack at the same time. So they die super fast, and now there's no detection. He's trying to get 2 more cannons up. Thankfully, most of the Zerglings were killed off here, but there's even more streaming in, and it looks like this cannon will not complete, and there's nothing left at the natural expansion. KenZy's going to have to pull back to his main.
I never seen a bus like that. Oh my god, a lot of props. No props left.
Oh my god, this is so terrible.
Oh, there are 2 cannons in the main, but Ty2 with it.
Not for long.
New bust. I never seen something like that, and it worked so nicely. GG.
Damn. Wow. I feel like I'm used to seeing Zerg players do this kind of a build against Terrans where they run in, kill the bunker, and win the game, and I'm like, okay, damn, like that's a sick bust. Never seen it quite like this against Protoss. So yeah, wow, cool. Ty2 wins 2-0 over KenZy and advances on to face Eon Zerg in the winners match.
Yeah, that's really impressive, and I mean, this build, like, he inspired me to try it because it's such a nice build. Like, I would like to try and check if it's working really that well, and if it's that effective, because I'm wondering if Protoss would scout it somehow. Of course, you would have a lot of speed links, but
yeah.
And the Corsair timing, like, he even was making a lurkers in a way that Corsair couldn't see them while scouting, so it was also think through. Yeah, Ty2, very impressive stuff. Yes,
very well thought out there, and I actually want to see what happens here in his game against Eon Zerg. I joked, Eon Zerg asked me what my predictions were, and I said Ty2 gets out in first place, Kappa, and that Kappa may have been a little bit disingenuous for me. So we'll see. Anything can happen. It is a ZVZ, and if somebody's going to mix it up, it's going to be Ty2. So I can't wait to see what happens.